So method overriding in Java. In the last session, as I told you, we have two types of polymorphism: static polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. Now we use two terms, static binding and dynamic binding. When the type of object is determined at compile time, it is static binding. When the type of object is determined at runtime, it is dynamic binding. Static binding can also be called as early binding, and the best example is method overloading. And dynamic binding is also called as late binding. An example, method overriding. So static binding is compile time, dynamic binding is runtime. So method overriding in Java, if the subclass has the same method as declared in the parent class, and that is your method overriding. So method overriding is one of the way by which Java achieved runtime polymorphism. If an object of a parent class is used to invoke the method, then the version in the parent class will be executed. But if an object of subclass is used to invoke the method, then the version in the child class will be executed. We'll see a simple example now. So we have parent class animal with two methods, move and eat. So dog is created from animal. Look at extents there. So dog is your subclass with move and bark. So eat is the method which is inherited method. So dog is your subclass, can use all the properties of your parent class, that is animal. Look at move. Move, the method move is in parent class as well as in derived class or subclass or child class. So what are the basic rules to be followed in overriding? The method must have the same name as it in parent class. The method in child class must have the same name as it in parent class and must have same number of parameters as it in parent class, and there must be an easy relationship, inheritance. We'll see a simple problem here. Look at line number 5. Class name is vehicle. Class name is vehicle. Line number 6 we have method run. Look at line number 9. From vehicle bike is created. And line number 12, the bike object is created, obj, and obj.run. Using the derived class object, we can call the methods in base class. So there is no overriding here, as we have only method in parent class, run. Now look at this example. Look at line number 3, class name vehicle. Line number 6 we have a run method, and line number 12, from vehicle we created bike 2. So parent class is vehicle and bike 2 is your child class. Look at line number 15, defining the same method as in the parent class, void run. Look at line number 15 and line number 6. So we have same method as it in parent class as well as in child class. Now look at this clearly. Look at line number 22 where we created an object, and line number 23 obj.run, and look at the output now. Bike is running safely. The method which is in parent class is overridden by the method which is in derived class, child class. You'll see a simple real-time example. Consider a bank, the rate of interest in bank. All the different banks provides different rates of interest. Look at the bank. Get rate of interest is your method. Extends SBI, extends ICICI, and extends Axis. So you have one parent class bank with three child classes or derived classes. Yeah, look at the program. Line number 4, class name is bank. Line number 6, we have method get rate of interest, return 0. Now look at line number 12. From bank SBI is created, and get rate of interest, return 8. Look at line number 6 and line number 14. The class bank with get rate of interest method, and class SBI with get rate of interest method. So line number 22, ICICI is created from bank, again with the same method. Line number 24, and from bank Axis is created. Line number 29 with the same method. 31, line number 31. So you try to observe the parent class and child classes. Now look at the main class, line number 37, and look at 41, 42, 43. We created objects 41, 42, 43, and 44, 45, 46. All the methods are called with their concerned objects. S dot get rate of interest is your SBI. I dot get rate of interest is your ICICI. A dot get rate of interest is your Axis. So can we override static method? No. And why we'll be discussing with an example. No. And why cannot we override static method? Because the static method is bound with class, whereas the instant method is bound with an object. For any static method, we don't need to create any class variables, that is objects. Can we override a Java main method? No, because it is a static method. Any method which is declared as final cannot be overridden. Look at the class name. Class name parent with the method void show is final. So from parent class child is created. In this again we used void show. This will give you an error. Any method which is declared as final cannot be overridden. So we can't even override a constructor, as parent and child class can never have constructor with same name. So this is an example of using static methods. Look at the class parent. So we have static method in the base class, static void m1, and we have one non-static method void m2. So check out the class name parent with two methods m1 and m2. One is static, m1 is declared as static, and m2 is a non-static method. So from parent, child is created. In child again we have two methods, M1 and M2. M1 is static and M2 is non-static. Look at the comments. The method M1, which is static here, hides M1 in parent. We can't use the term override. It hides M1 in parent. And look at M2. This method overrides M2 in parent as it is a non-static method. So in static methods we don't use the term overriding. It hides M1 in parent. Look at the main class object. Parent obj1 is equal to new child. Look at this clearly. Parent obj1 is equal to new child. So as per overriding rules, this should call to class child static overridden method. Since static method cannot be overridden, it calls parents M1, obj1 dot M1. And here overriding works with M2, obj1 dot M2. Look at the object creation clearly. Parent obj1 is equal to new child. And private methods cannot be overridden as they are bounded during compile time itself. So we can have multi-level overriding also. Look at the base class parent with method show. From parent child is created. Again we have method show. From child grandchild is created. Again we have the method show. Look at the comments clearly. Class child extends parent. So child is created from class parent. We have method show here, and this method overrides the show method of parent. And the show method, which is in class grandchild, overrides show of parent. Now look at the object creation. Parent obj1 is equal to new grandchild obj1 dot show. So you get the output grandchild's show. So when to apply overriding? So overriding and inheritance. So we need to understand the concept of superclasses and subclasses. So combining inheritance with overridden methods, a superclass can define the general form of the methods that will be used by all of its subclasses. So consider an employee management software for an organization. The class employee, methods like raise salary, transfer, promote, etc. So we have different types of employees like manager, engineer, etc. may have their implementations of the methods present in base class employee. We just need to pass a list of employees everywhere and call appropriate methods without even knowing the type of employee. For example, we can easily raise the salary of all the employees by iterating through the list of employees. Every type of employee may have its logic in its class. We don't need to worry, because if raise salary is present for a specific employee type, only that method would be called. We'll see a simple example here. So what is the class name? Employee. So we have public static int base is equal to some 10,000, and we have method salary, which is returning the base salary. So from employee manager is created. So even we have salary here, and this method overrides the salary of parent class. return base plus some amount 20,000. From employee, clerk is created. Again in clerk we have the method salary. Now look at the main class. So we have print salary, method print salary, which is static. Look at the thing clearly, within brackets employee E. So this method can be used to print the salary of any type of employee using base class reference. This is important. Look at that void print salary employee E. That is your reference. E dot salary. Now look at the main object is obj1. Employee obj1 is equal to new manager. Now print salary within brackets obj1 is manager's salary. Look at employee obj2 is equal to new clerk, and print salary within brackets obj2, you get clerk's salary. So this is a simple application demonstration program for overriding.